To the headline-grabbing case, 28-year-old accused killer of United Healthcare CEO Brian Thompson urging the judge to ensure his trial is live streamed or otherwise give an explanation for why the public won't get to watch the case in real time. We've got criminal defense attorney Joseph Tully. And Joseph, this seems to be unusual for a defendant to make this ask.
It is unusual in this case to make this ask. Usually you don't want too much information getting out there. So I think that this ask is strategic for that reason. Also, it's unusual because the law, this is a New York State case, this is not the federal case. The law is very plainly against it. While the law establishes that the public and the press have a right to attend criminal cases, there is no law saying that the judge has to live stream it. So the law is actually against it. New York law broadly prohibits live stream or broadcasting of criminal jury trials.
So what could be the workaround here? Because as a defendant, you have the right to due process, and certainly you are innocent until proven guilty. Is the defendant expected to have some deference, if you will, from the judge as it relates to allowing this?
Generally speaking, I don't think that will be a factor. The law here is against the defense, and generally speaking, it's very hard for a defense team to win motions. A lot of times when defense does win a big motion, it makes national headlines. That's how rare it is. So here, what they're actually asking for, because they're not asking to change the law, they're really saying that, look, Judge, because everybody wants to see this jury trial, there's going to be so much public interest, rather than have people not have access to it, why don't you live stream it? That's the technical solution. So they're proposing this as a technical solution, not trying to change the law.
Okay.
However, the law is very clear. It's on the books. I think what the judge will compromise on is right now there's no overflow room that we've seen in bigger jury trials. And right now there's no plans for that. And by asking for either a live stream or an overflow, I think the judge will compromise and grant the overflow request.
Okay, would there be an upside, though, for the court to also grant the live stream?
I mean, it's transparency. The technology exists. It's not hard anymore. In the past, it might have been more bulky, big cameras, equipment, that kind of thing, fans making noise. However, in today's world, somebody can put up an iPhone and click record. So I think
itself,
that just being more accountable to the public.
Yeah, certainly for transparency and accountability, that argument has been made. As for the court itself, the judge, would there be an upside for them?
Maybe being a champion of transparency and accountability. Hey, listen, our trials are supposed to be public. Let's update this using modern technology. That would be the legacy of this decision. It would go against the law, but wouldn't be the first time that a judge has modified a ruling or clarified statutory information.
This would not help in any case if there were to be an appeal or something of that sort, though.
I don't think it would affect an appeal unless there was so much public outcry that it affected the jury trial process. However, in that case, the appellate court would say, listen, defense attorney, you asked for this, so you can't ask for something and then complain about the effects of it later. So I think it would cut against the defense.
Is the government arguing against this?
They've taken no public position that I could see. So I think they're kind of honoring the public has a right to attend, the press has a right to attend. There is a law on the books that prohibits this, but it is a solution and can provide for public transparency. Okay,
we'll wait and see what the judge decides in the case. Joseph Tully, criminal defense attorney, with the insight there. Thank you so much. Stay with us here on the DMV Zone. Quick break. We'll